The world's first raid race for the new raid, Root of Nightmares, came and went. In today's video, we're going to break down the placement of all the different runners out there because obviously it gets really interesting. It gets spicy to talk about. Everyone wants to see their favorite content creator or friend or whatever it may be place well or do well in the raid. So we're going to be breaking down some of the news, talking about things. First up, we'll be talking about the team that got world's first. This was comprised of these 6 individual Guardians. I believe their team was Hard in the Paint. Congrats to them. They beat it in 2.5 hours, which is pretty crazy to think about a world's first being done in 2.5 hours, especially when Bungie extended the time to 48 hours. I was kind of thinking that it was going to be really tough for the 48-hour extension. Let me know your thoughts about the world's first being in 2.5 hours. We currently had 45,000 teams clear this one, which is more than any other raid in the past, which is crazy to think about. Now we'll go through all the different placements of popular content creators and the like. First up, we have Saltagrepa, who got 57th. Now, obviously, people were expecting him to get world's first because he has 3 world's first back to back to back. However, getting a 4th world's first in a row is quite a bit. And I don't know what happened to them, if they had a few hiccups or a few bugs or errors in their run, but they ended up getting 57th place overall, which you'd think, well, that's really low. They must have done really bad or really poorly. But honestly, it's just a really, really tough competition. There's so many teams that are going for it. A lot of people are expecting them to win. However, I will say that 57th and even placing anywhere in the top few hundred was quite impressive overall. Obviously, first is the one that gets the belt and all the notoriety, and anything below that is considered a loss, especially if you have world's first, but still pretty impressive overall. Next up, we'll be talking about Dado got 152nd, which wasn't too bad overall, about 2 hours after the world's first team. A lot of people were expecting him to get world's first, and world's first this time, maybe next time. And we have Sweatsicle, who got 166 with Glad's team and Redeem. Still pretty good, about 2.5 hours after the world's first team. Then after that, we'll be talking about this. We have the Root of Nightmares had more day 1 clears than Vow of the Disciple, Deepstone Crypt, Garden of Salvation, and all the other raids in Destiny 2 combined. Every single one of them. More clears during this period of time, 45,000 clears, which has sparked a little bit of controversy. I think that those that are hardcore in Destiny 2 wanted it to be a tougher raid race. We did have Bungie referencing bringing challenge back to Destiny and stuff like this. However, this is more focused on public events and everything else, and not so much on raids. And I will say this, which is obviously I like the raids to be hardcore. I also think it's cool that so many people are playing Destiny 2, especially during a time when obviously not a lot of people regularly beat these raids or even participate because they know it's going to be so hard. So hopefully overall this does good things for the population of Destiny. I will say that a lot of the hardcore crowd are a little bit salty about it. However, they did get to have their fun. In contest, the boss was 1-phased. In contest, the boss was 2-manned. The whole raid was 2-manned in contest. It was speed run in under 30 minutes. It was low man challenged and everything, and you name it, right? Soloed in certain parts in contest. Someone even completed it a flawless raid in contest. So I think that the hardcore crowd had some fun with it being a little bit, the bar being set a little bit lower than usual, but let me know your thoughts about that. The last bit we'll mention is that there was a no loot bug that people got, where people were actually finishing the raid and not getting the chest at the end. And so it bugged out on their raid report and they got no placement or didn't get the proper placement. So that definitely sucks. And hopefully you weren't affected by that. And hopefully Bungie can fix that in the future, because how awful would it be if someone did place much higher or perhaps got world's first, but it didn't count due to a bug. That would be unbelievable. That would be probably the worst bug ever in Destiny's history if the world's first raid race was ruined by that. Let me know your thoughts about the world's first raid race down below, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. Smash the like button. See you in the next one. Later.